First Alert Weather.
Here's a look down into Jackson Hole here at lunchtime, where we're going to warm up into the lower 70s. Hi, thanks for watching today at noon, and make us your destination every day. It's 67 degrees into western Wyoming, and the winds are starting to pick up. 13 miles an hour out of the south and the west. Here's a live look over Idaho Falls, and Old Glory's at 22 miles an hour out of the south and the west, and this will continue with this cold front in the wake of it here, and we'll see the temperatures get to the mid to upper 70s for the afternoon, coming out of about 76 on into mid-afternoon, and we'll be down to around 70 on into dinner time. And as we get toward tomorrow morning, we'll be hunkering down into the 40s. So there's some hoodie weather and some wet weather on the way. We'll be launching into the upper 60s tomorrow, low 70s for Idaho Falls, and then things just kind of, you know, here's the funny thing. When the weather gets bad, what is it we always say? High means dry, low means lousy. We're going to have a low, and then the weather just kind of straight lines. It's like an EKG. Yeah, it's not going to be pleasant. It's going to be dead. You're not going to want to go anywhere, because we're going to see a good chance, if not just swallowed up with rain for most of us, on into Thursday and Friday. Some of this is going to be mixed with cold air, so the higher elevations may get a wintry touch around here. Here's the big picture. High pressure into the south so they can find the jet they lost for 2 days. That just amazes me. We couldn't keep up with that, but we can track a Chinese spy balloon. But an F-35 $80 million jet. Let's talk about this cold front zipping through here and just hanging out with us. A developing low will just swallow us up, and we're going to just pull in some cold air from the North Pole, and things will be lousy around here with a lot of moisture attached to it. You can see it on the map, and Michael will have more on it tonight, but I want you to watch the southeastern highlands for the day today. That area, just like yesterday, getting swallowed up with some of those ricochet showers and storms, so it could be kind of sloppy. In fact, there's storm clouds over Pocatello right now. We get into tomorrow with more of those southeastern storms and the wind, and then that low just begins to it just kind of swallows us up around here, and we start to see some colder air mixing with the moisture into the higher elevations. It will be cooler, and it will be stormy on into early Thursday. So the ride, you're going to need to give yourself some extra time if you're commuting from anywhere, and some of it could be heavy at times with the wind gust and possibly mixing with that colder air. It could be rather slick, and we'll continue this trend on into the day Thursday. Take a break Thursday afternoon, and then we get into some more nasty weather on into Friday. So we're going to see the winds picking up today. We'll calm just a bit overnight, but still tomorrow it'll be brisk. We're talking 10 to 20 miles an hour, gusty around storms. And again, in the drive time, if you've got a high-profile vehicle or a beehive hairdo there, B-52, you need to make sure that you're locked and loaded. Love Shack, baby. 72 for Soda, 77 in McCammon, Preston, and Malad, the Triad. It'll be 75 in the Montpelier Burn, and a gusty shower is possible, so it may be wet. I know there's some farmers out there that are frustrated. 78 into Rexburg, 75 in St. Anthony and DuBois, upper 60s into the high country, 73 in Salmon, and about 72 into Arco. We're looking at 30s overnight, and that cold trend continues. And again, we're watching the higher elevations for a changeover. It'll be in the upper 70s at Rigby, the home of television. Take a look at the big temperature drop, 20 degrees in Salmon for Thursday, into the 40s overnight. Fall will have failed on into Saturday for the autumnal equinox. It'll be 76 in Rexburg for the afternoon. A few clouds building, low 70s tomorrow, and then cold rains, and we'll see 40s overnight. It'll be in the mid to upper 70s for Blackfoot. You'll have those clouds start to move in and cover us up in the wake of this front, and the winds are pretty good for the afternoon. Jackson will be a tad cooler, and it'll be in the 50s for highs on Friday and Saturday, and maybe still wet on into early Saturday. Pocatello is going to be in the upper 70s today, and then we start getting a splash and dash shower chance in here for tomorrow. But as we continue to watch this, see how it delays every time? It just gets bigger and bigger the longer we put it off. It's like taking off a Band-Aid. We're just waiting on this stuff. Now, it's all about timing, and it's all about air, too. If it begins to dry up some, it won't be as potentially wet as we're thinking. But the moisture amounts look like maybe a ½ inch beginning on into Wednesday through Friday for Idaho Falls as the temperatures drop 10 to 15, maybe even 20 degrees on into the 50s highs with some lows next week, or at least into the weekend, right around 30. Back to you.